Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such, I usually go about on Twitter X platform. Later today, I will be trying to publish my first episode of Midnight Suns. Again, just a reminder, I managed to claim that game for free on Epic Game Store a few months ago, I think, when it came out. And I wanted to get around and play some turn-based strategy game, XCOM kind of a thing there, and it's from the same guys that did XCOM 2. So far, the game seems pretty good. Again, this is, I think, at least the first 6 episodes, give or take, will have a lot of tutorial stuff there. There is a lot of different things that do from XCOM, especially with the deck building stuff and all the other mechanics involved in the game. But yeah, I will try to introduce that today, and I don't know, 2 episodes per week for starters. And if I manage to get more episodes recorded, I will probably ramp up to 3 episodes per week. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, mainly because of my working schedule. There are going to be some days that I will not be able to even basically go about and do any kind of recording or anything like that. And the same kind of applies to the live stream stuff. Again, when I have time, I will stream, and when that happens, I announce that on Twitter X when I'm live. And on the streaming part, again, New Game Plus for Elden Ring, and continuing with that Stranding. I will try to intercalate between both of them. I need to fix this one. It's a completed gameplay series. Yeah, other than that, I don't have any like huge plans. I recommend for you to check out on channel update, so more kind of in depth of my planning for the rest of the year. And I don't know if again, a lot of it depends on my working schedule and the fact that I'm a freelancer. I don't have like a fixed schedule for work, so a lot of it depends on my free spare time. But yeah, other than that, let's go to the news. Similarly, Ryzen 9000 has been delayed over a typo. Again, seems a little bit odd, but then again, if you're mislabeling your products, if they launch like this to the market, I do understand um, the delay there. Might create some confusion. I don't know if in terms of any kind of legalese, uh, if it's going to matter or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's interesting that this is a leaked photo. Again, I will assume this is not Photoshop or anything like that. I think this is somebody that had those early review thingies there. Probably took a picture before returning that, because supposedly AMD is recalling every chip to, I don't know, didn't by not meeting their full quality expectations. Again, this might uh, get in that category because it's not properly printed, the product itself, or not properly labeled. This is from the 9700X. I think the supposedly the 9600X also has Ryzen 9. I don't know if it is kind of a software, the laser engraving machine there. Somebody might forgot to update that and change the number, because the 9700X, I think, is a Ryzen 7, and I think the 9600X is a Ryzen 5 product. But yeah, if it is only this, hopefully it's only this. Again, might be a little bit. People might interpret this like I don't know, overreaction. But again, with all the Intel stuff, you never know. People might be starting to do some theories that there were some damaged chips that were basically Ryzen 9 the 9900X, and then they just dropped down to 9700X. That's why they forgot to put the label properly, instead of Ryzen 9, Ryzen 7, something like that. For sure, somebody will come up with this kind of theories if the product came out mislabeled, because again, we know, on, for example, on the GPU side, if some bad yields of certain products, they get downgraded and certain things can be shut down, so it only works the good things of the chip, and then can be relabeled to a lower tier product. It happens a lot, for example, with Nvidia, with the chips there. We got some cases that some chips that are considered for higher GPUs, they are downgraded to lower end GPUs there. We know that happens, and this might happen also on the CPU front. But again, with all this shenanigans happening with Intel, I think they prefer to just recall everything and probably relabel. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. But in the meantime, we got some Cinebench benchmark results. Again, overall thoughts here, it supposedly yields 10 to 15% increase in single core and 10 to 13% increase in multi-core performance. Uh, Again, this is benchmarks from one application. Again, my interest here is in terms how he performs in terms of gaming. Um, Again, the fact that they Zen 4 to Zen 5, they basically made some architectural changes on the chips themselves. Um, and again, this is kind of the first phase of that, the Zen 5. I'm not sure how we Zen 6 for sure. They will take advantage of the fact that they already have these architectural changes and try to ramp up a little bit more. I don't know how they're planning to do this. But yeah, I want more in-depth reviews, just not some Cinebench benchmarks. It's not enough. We need to have proper investigation on the review itself to get more information how they are going to improve regarding Zen 4 chips. But yeah, we'll have to wait until the mid-August to see how this will go in the overall scheme of things, and hopefully Intel, hopefully they will not solve the problem with the microcode stuff for sure, because if there is already physical damage, you can try to microcode yourself out of it all you can, but when the physical damage appears, is yeah, it is not going get good. Or they solve everything from scratch on the 15th gen from them part, and solve all the issues that they had from the 13 and 14th gen and have a good launch, or else I don't know what's going to happen with Intel. They are in deep shit, let's say. But regarding gaming, yeah, continue with this. Sorry, still have to talk about this. Yeah, I covered this. Other games, the guys that are behind Path of Titans, I covered this. They say at around 50%, but then afterwards it almost went to 100% failure rate on their end, and now in their game, they have a customized warning, let's say, especially when the game crashes. They say they have detected the following CPU. Again, it's the CPU that is installed there. And yes, this CPU has problem with modern Unreal Engine 5 games, which can result in crashes. Do you want to open a link with information on how to potentially fix this crasher? Because again, there is no official fix, let's say, on the software side. They have to wait for the microcode stuff there, so they can tweak around the voltage and stuff, and they cannot claim that the link with potential solution, even if you go on the BIOS stuff or through the software on there is software for Intel CPUs. I don't know what the software is, but where you can undervolt and do a lot of stuff there. Even that doesn't you cannot promise to fix that with this kind of software, because if it is again physical damage on the CPU, yeah, only a new CPU can solve that situation. And yeah, but yeah, this guy, Model Farm, also reported 50% failure on the 13900s and the 14900K based systems. And again, this is part of the Alderman. They already achieved basically, they are basically one with 100% failure rate. Again, this is not good. Um, Also, Warframe staff and Epic Games also acknowledged the issue, offering temporary solutions to prevent problem with their games. Again, I don't know what kind of instructions and demanding on terms of Unreal Engine does with CPU stuff, but yeah, it's pushing the limits on the Intel ones. yeah, and they are basically saying they are switching already to the 7,000 series, or they're just waiting for the 9,000 to launch to just automatically switch to those CPUs, which is quite interesting. They're taking a leap of faith, let's say, to a certain degree, because there is no official reviews of that on those products. But yeah, yeah, yeah. The microcode again supposedly fix the problem. Yeah, no, it's going to only the only thing that might do with the CPUs that having crashes, but they don't physical damage or deteriorated. It's only going to delay the problem because I think it's to a certain degree the architectural problem, which is again, it's what I've been mentioning for a long time. Is Intel what it seems to be trying to do is brute force their way out of performance to be competitive with AMD, because even on the high end, taking the numbers on face value in terms of performance between, for example, the 4900K and let's say 7800X 3D, in terms of gaming performance, they can achieve the same results. Basically, they battle between each other, but the fact that the Intel chip needs basically to a certain degree, in extreme cases, double the amount of energy or power to do the same kind of performance is ridiculous, because again, AMD can do the same, can manage to get the same kind of performance with half of the demanded power. It can tell you a lot how they Intel tried just ramping up the wattage slider there to get around and maintain to the competition in terms of how they perform there. And yeah, this is we'll have to wait to see how this goes. I'm not very positively expecting that this is. I think it's only going to get worse because of the degradation, and it's not going to be a good site for Intel and how they can manage to scramble out of this. But yeah, it's what we got. Microcode will be implemented by the mid August for sure. We might see some good results, but a few months on the, because some of them will not solve the problem in already damaged CPUs. In some CPUs, we will see a lot of improvements, but I don't know, a couple of months after, they are going to fail because they already are in a state of degradation enough that it only delayed like the failure point of not working anymore. And then in other cases where we got golden samples, let's say, um, it will take more time for those problems to be visible. That's my overall take on this situation. This is not good for Intel. Again, I like competition in every market. And if you only have one one company dominating things, it's not good. It's not good because they will soften up and they will not going to launch competitive products or good products when you are basically the only game in town. You tend to try to squeeze and do shenanigans to get more profits out of it. But yeah, hopefully Intel can at least delay these issues until they launch the 15th gen to, I don't know, be better. I don't know what they're planning on the new architecture on the 15th gen CPUs, but yeah, hopefully they can resolve this situation. Then I will assume we are going to see hopefully some investigation regarding, for example, tracing back to. I heard some rumblings on one article. Probably one of the main issues of degradation in certain lots of CPUs is the from coming from Arizona fab stuff there. Again, because I think they had some issues with oxidation also, which again, there was some shenanigans in the background. From what I understand, hopefully some investigation will come out of this, and we have more clarity of what happened there and how if they resolve those issues or not. But on the gaming side, not much happening. Today is Monday, right? Yeah, today is Monday. Uh, we got from Santiago Comic Con, which is ongoing. I'm not paying too much attention on that. On my Twitter feed, nothing interesting popped out. But you got this interview from the creative directive from Dragon Age, the Veilguard. They seem to be lowering down the DI marketing stuff here. Basically, they focused on trying to focus on numbers. Um, and they focus here a little bit on the casting stuff there. They say they started casting 5 years ago, which means that the game was in development more time than this. Because again, on the pre-production phase, and even on production phase, you have to have all the dialogue script out, I assume, before you start casting people to do the voices. But yeah, they have supposedly been 5 years on recording voices, which is weird to me. And it can take a long time to record 700 characters, 80K lines and 140,000 lines with all the rooks. It just takes time to make good. I don't think this is going to be pretty good, even on the voice side of things. From the footage I've been seeing, I didn't see a lot of good stuff from there. But yeah, they are trying to avoid clamoring all the DEI shenanigans that this game is going to be. Again, I'm not expecting good things from this game. Even the combat side, not even the gameplay side of things, seems to be interesting enough. Seems like a generic game with Overwatch art style. Again, I really don't know what the hell they did there on this game. But yeah, I'm not expecting good things here. And lastly, just for a little bit of fun here, Suicide, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. The lesbian Mrs. Freeze, which I only noticed now, she calls herself Victoria Frias. Oh my god, this is so horrible. Yeah, I watched some stuff from the skin and things. Yeah, this is what is this? I, I watched the Grumps tweet going about the skin stuff. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. But it's so good that the game almost lost 95% of this player base since the top peak, and the top peak was at the beginning of the game, 1300 and a half, 13k players, all-time peak 5 months ago. So it's been around 5 months since the game was launched. But yeah, basically the peak now is maximum almost 600. I think when they launched the Joker stuff, which I think it's the gay Joker, from what I heard. Again, I'm not paying too much attention on this. Hit a peak of 3,000 players, and now 81% decline because around 600. Yeah, $200 million down to the drain and counting. Because don't forget, this is a game as a service, um, and it costs money to maintain those servers and the people that are working on the game actively, not only just maintaining the servers and the such, but it costs money to keep the devs doing this kind of skins. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about this. Looks so horrible. I thought this was like the son of Mr. Freeze the first time I saw this thing here. But yeah, this is not good. This is not going well for them. $200 million of loss money there and counting. I will assume when the game is cancelled, probably by the end of the year, it's going to be almost $300 million, because I don't think this game is going to be less than around $300 million loss for WB. Yeah, we'll have to continue and see what kind of shenanigans they're going to try and get away with. But yeah, this is a dead game. Jesus, 500 people only online, peak hours. It gets around less than 200. Jesus Christ. I feel sorry to a certain degree to certain devs that they were just going along so they don't lose a job. But yeah, this is not good. Not even a huge IP with the DC superheroes and DC villains. This not even that saved from this the acronym mafia stuff there. Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, to end on a good note, we got some free games. Oi, out of memory. Was not like this before. Sorry about this. Okay. Got Fist Forge in Shadow Torch seems to be a pretty good game, but again, it's for free on Epic Game Store. It's the only one that caught my attention for both of these. I don't know what the hell is this. Yeah, it's for free. I think it's kind of a Metroidvania kind of a game here. With I think they're trying to introduce some Souls-like combat on the game. But yeah, it's for free, and it seems to have some pretty decent reviews. On Steam, we got the Resident Evil franchise on sale. I will leave all the links for the Resident Evil games for you to check out and complete your collection. We got mudrunner, 80% off on the base game. Got some promotions here on some bundles also with SnowRunner, not only mudrunner. And mudrunner is kind of the sequel of the mudrunner series there. Yeah, 50% on the base game. Then you got a lot of bundles here, anniversary bundles. Some of them are quite expensive. 4 years, yeah, some of them are ongoing, so I think they will update this game at least till 2026, give or take. But I think it's a little bit more of an improvement regarding mudrunner in terms of the physics and the graphics and all that stuff, but the core concept maintains the same, which is very interesting. I think it's not a racing game, it's kind of a puzzle game, let's say, puzzle driving game. It's more about the deliveries and the difficulty of the terrain there. It's one of those I will try out one of these days to see how it goes, but it's interesting to me, this kind of games here. We got also Midnight Suns, 75% off, almost finished wrapping up the promotion here. 1st of August is the last day. We got Children of Morta, 75% off, and we got Plague Tale Innocence. Only the first game is for sale. The second game not even on a bundle there. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know. Usually when they come about doing on a sale, they come together. But yeah, 80% off on the first one. On GOG, we got Alien Isolation Collection. If you want to take a chance on the collection, you can get the standard edition, so the base game, for less, for $10. But I think the DLC is worth the extra money. It's got some interesting mechanics and new modes there. The price is discrepancy is not that much. We got Prey Digital Deluxe Edition. Again, at this price point, if you want to take a chance, the standard edition is way cheaper, 90% off. Yeah, for sure, standard edition, $3. It's a step of approval for me. And even at the Digital Deluxe Edition, it's got the Moon Crash DLC, which is like a roguelike kind of thing there they introduce. But yeah, I did a series on this game. If you want to check if it is something for you, can check the playlist there on my gameplay series. It's got a sample approval, excellent immersive sim, very underrated when it came out. It should have sold a little bit better. It's a pretty good game, even though it's an older one. It came out in 2017, 18. Yeah, pretty good game. It's got my sample approval. And last, you got Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition. Again, this is with everything included, the DLC there, 80% off. I think it's a good choice here. The other two are not here. I'm not sure if it is something to do with DRM. But yeah, as always, JOG doesn't have DRMs or any kind of shenanigans. You just download the file and install it, and that's it. But yeah, other than this is what I got for you today, guys. I will just wrap up with a plug on my Patreon. The Patreon at this moment in time is for extra support for me to be able to get a better storage solution, for me to have the possibility of having backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage for the videos that I do for the channel. But with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.